to the Porcelain Servercast. I'll be your host, Swkoll, and today we're looking at the games I pulled off the forums. It's between Crazed and Voodoo on Open Palm. Up in the top corner, we've got Crazed going as UEF. On the bottom, we've got Voodoo going out. It's very interesting. Voodoo is typically a UEF player. This is a ladder match, and I'm kind of interested to see how it goes. He has quite a good taste in replays, and I'd like to see what he's going to present. He's going 6 pigeons, second air, possibly hydro to compensate for the lack of the 7th pigeon. He's going 2 pigeons to the hydro. That's an alternate build you can do on this map. This map you have the hydro that's sort of a middle distance away. It's not a really long hydro like on Dry Canyon. Or it's not also like a short hydro like on Theta. Sort of a mid-range, so you can choose to work it into your early PGen build. Or you can alternatively just leave it there, get it later. It's possibly when you start your power spam or land spam. Though doing this will allow you to get your air factory slightly faster, though at a cost of more mass. Doing 2 expending engineers and 2 to the hydro. Well, we're seeing an early mech marine from Crazed. Actually, this isn't that early. This is 5th mech marine with a scout. 1 NG on, so getting multiple NGs on reclaim. Crazed is getting his air factory up slightly faster than Voodoo actually, because he put 2 NGs on it without getting all those pigeons. Crazed at a slight advantage now, but Voodoo has got 2 extra pigeons. Will be going first to transport. That's his expensive thing. You will be able to afford it. Very fast transport. Definitely wants those drops. Perhaps looking to drop into the back. Interesting place to drop, but Crazed with the bomber coming out. This would be quite the bomber target right here. See the bomber coming in. And bomb goes off. That's a hit. Crazed spots the transport, will follow up with a bomber. These engines can't really do much. Interceptor will have to come out from both players. Both players have their inti. See who can micro theirs more effectively. Voodoo deciding to let the bomber go past. Changes the direction on the transport, but inti... Does inti see the transport? It does. Transport getting chased down. Will be able to land. Doesn't look like it will be able to. And a huge loss for Voodoo right there. Losing that early air. The advantage Crazed got was that bomber, but also the NGC killed in that transport. Voodoo very set back during this early game. Especially even more so now that 2 mech marines have taken out his expanding engineer to the back. But Voodoo getting together. He's going to do a counterattack. Taking advantage of Crazed out of position UBF ACU. He's going to run in. Lose all his scouts, so he can't kite anymore. I'm just gonna force the NGs away from this expansion. Crazed meanwhile is going to push through, take out master tractors, get map control. Crazed currently leading in the map control. And scouts coming out from Voodoo. You can always tell a good player by their frequency of scouting. And another transport will be shot down from by Voodoo. Let's assume there's 3 NTs here trying to out-micro them. Looks like a GG. They're brutal. Loses his 2nd transport. Loses the air control. He can't drop anymore. Voodoo's lost his army. Lost his expansion. There's no real way to come back from this. Voodoo getting full capacity and factories in his top expansion. Mech Marines coming around the back. This is just painful. Taking out rear mass ejectors. Voodoo trying to do some meager hopes of evening out map control. They're just gonna get a static AA up. Only defend against all this. Crazed prepping his transport. This is more sensible time to get a transport. Around min 7. Voodoo will be able to hold back the units with the correct positioning. Won't be surprised if these units went around and tried to go through the mill. But it looks like they'll just be defensive. Point defense in the expansion for Crazed. It's really the standard you have to follow on this map. The strategy of point defense in the expansion is really what decided the King of Open Palms tournament a while back. That was a pretty fun tournament. Until I got placed up against Zoc. Yeah, but Crazed is going to make the drops. He's jumped the bottom expansion quite nicely. Or the bottom ledge, if you will. 2 point defenses from Crazed. He's very conscious of the risk he's putting himself at right now. And Tech 2... Is that a Tech 2 land? Yes, Tech 2 land from Voodoo. When you're behind, do an all-in risky investment. That's what Voodoo has chosen to do. Upgrades on the ACU. No upgrades. Versus Crazed's no upgrades. Bit of an interesting position. Crazed still leading on the map control. Reclaim. Voodoo leading by about 800. And Voodoo just going ahead and dropping this middle. That's an interesting place to drop. But it looks like Arty Shell's falling. Attempting to get some partial map control. Voodoo has managed to secure the top ledge for himself, evening out the map control. As much as you can when you're behind an expansion, or 2 expansions. Nice kiting from Voodoo, although he might get himself sandwiched in between 2 forces here. Has to avoid that. He'll be able to. As we can see right now, Crazed definitely has the advantage, but he's not really pressing the advantage. He could have done a lot of work through the middle, or on top, but now he's managing to get this huge Tech 1 army right now. And there's nothing he can really do. Crazed about to lose his expansion to a single Tech 1 artillery. He should have moved these tanks around. And that's 250 maths wasted. Like, Voodoo getting himself a bit stuck between a rock and a hard place. Will suicide his Auroras into a point defense. No Voodoo out. It looks like a gun upgrade to me.
Commander under attack.
No, actually it isn't. Just overcharges coming out. Getting a few good kills for the AC. He's got 9 kills so far. Crazed sitting back. He's got the bigger army. But Voodoo's army has reached the critical Tech 1 mass of an Aeon army. So we look at this army. That's 40 Auroras. Practically. 40 Auroras is a magical number at which point they become more effective than any Tech 1 units. A little drop will come by. 2 NGs, an artillery, and a tank. Let's get an expansion clearer. We'll take out Voodoo's ledge map control advantage. And now it looks like Voodoo will be able to take back air control. Tech 2 land out from Crazed. Look at that a while back. Forgot to note. Actually, multiple Tech 2 land factories. It's an NG mod. Don't know exactly why. Needs multiple of these. Got one making mongoose, the other making pillars. And Crazed with such a massive unit advantage. He's sitting on 150 tanks, 8 pillars, and a mongoose. You're looking at Voodoo. He's only got 90 tanks. And 3 Harbies. So Voodoo going with a 13-minute Tech 3 land. It's going to be quite devastating. You're really going to punish Crazed for not pushing his advantage at the Tech 2. Crazed, no upgrades. He could really use the gun. And now as the units move into position, let's go into dual screen mode. So we can see Harbies moving into the top. The units just trying to give each other space. But Harbies going to get a lot of vet. Chris is going to respond with going directly to Tech 3 right now. Has he bought himself enough time? That's really the question. Voodoo's going to go ahead and clear out this expansion. Harbies outranging Tech 1.1 quite easily. And a few mongoose against so many Auroras, and Harbies aren't really going to do much. A jump prepared from Crazed. That artillery. It's Techman scouts. Well, I don't know what he's doing with that. But Percy's are on the move to the bottom expansion, possibly looking to put on some pressure, take out this army here. But meanwhile, this is only Tech 2 and Tech 1 versus the Tech 3, Tech 1 army of Voodoos. Voodoo with a very large mass advantage and tech advantage. Voodoo will try to kite against mongoose. That really won't work. Uh-oh. Crazed finding himself sandwiched in between the Harveys and the Auroras. Outranged from both sides. These units are going to be squished and then killed. Looking at the mass, Voodoo leading quite significantly. Actually, no, Crazed is leading when reclaim isn't actually occurring. Voodoo with the 4K reclaim advantage. Definitely paid for this upgrade, as well as a Tech 2 power for himself. And now it looks like the Percy will move forward for a dangerous amount of Harveys here against a single Percival. There is significantly more Tech 1 for Crazed. I think the Percy will go down. The Harveys have been overwhelmed by the sheer amount of Tech 1 and artillery. Just doesn't have enough Harveys in this force to withstand Tech 1. Although now it's like the shield's starting to recover. And enough micro from Voodoo, he's dodging the artillery shots. And this would be a nice reclaim kill for Voodoo. Crazed could have definitely used a few more Harveys. And now there is a force, a dangerous force, in the middle from Crazed. This is essentially his entire army, and it's got a lot of Percys in it. Tech 2 air out from Voodoo. Pretty sensible at this point when you've already gone Tech 3 land and you're an island player. We're just gonna go ahead and deny this top expansion. Crazed not even making air at this point. He's given up. He has his scout-filled Tech 1 transport. Ghetto scout transport. Use all the 24 DPS. So very critical land engagement here. Percy's getting their shots off quite nicely, and Murphy's having a difficult time. Similar numbers, Percy's will win any Tech 3 land engagement, especially with similar mass. And a very devastating force moving forward. Interesting move with Crazed, mixing in Mongoose with Percy's. This is a great option. The Mongoose with the crazy AoE. Best AoE in the UEF ground force besides the Tech 3 artillery. And a drop from Voodoo will put a Harvey up on this hill. Get himself some nice veterancy. Looks like he won't be able to use any of this anti-gunship support. So Crazed will just go ahead and take the other expansion. Crazed opting to kite. Does he not have radar? Oh no, he doesn't have the radar. He wants to get back to an area he can see and let the shields regen. I suppose this Voodoo is doing the same. We've reached a lull in the game. Very effective Tech 1 tanks denying mass extractors though. And the scout drop. See what was the plan? Plan is return the scout. Alright. A bit of a failed drop from Crazed. Drop scouts, not NGs. Voodoo going ahead. He knows what the NGs actually look like. And he'll be dropping them. Crazed's gonna go back and pick up actual engineers. Percival's kick stuck. No. Where's our NG mod? This is dumb. Percival spam is arguably overpowered on NG mod because of this reason right here. Crazed, he has a lot in this expansion here. He's got Tech 2 radars, shields, 2 Tech 2 powers, and a mobile missile launcher. Stationary missile launcher. He needs to get these things shooting. He can shoot at a lot of assets of Crazed, but now Crazed is doing significant damage to Voodoo's force. Harvey is not liking to fight under the Tech 2 point defense fire. He's going ahead. He's worried about a snipe. Voodoo not really preparing a snipe. He's only got 4 gunshot, and he's building a GC. GC about halfway done at minute 23. This is making up to be a very special game. But can Crazed get the momentum to push through while Voodoo is using all his mass to build the GC? He's not even building Harveys right now. And the game says... what does the game say? The game says, I don't know how long it'll take. Voodoo's gonna be forced to try and defend against this with his only Tech 3 army alive. This doesn't count, it's mostly Tech 1. And there's way more mercies here. He'll lose this expansion. He's gonna start losing his assets. Losing that map control. It's gonna make him take even longer to complete the GC, but the GC is almost done. The GC is almost done. This is what matters. There's no real counter available. He doesn't really have the air to fight it. He doesn't have any air besides derpy Tech 1 transport. Now when the GCs is done, the main thing he wants to... if Crazed were to pull all his Perseus together, he might have an opportunity to take out the GC. The problem is, if we look at Crazed, he's got his Perseus here, here, and here. These are supposed to do a lot of damage, but the interesting question will, where will the GC be sent? GC will be sent straight through the middle. Does Crazed see this? Does Crazed see this? No, he does not have any air, he does not have any radar, he has no clue what he's going up against. And he's about to lose this engagement down to the bottom. Not enough Perseus. And he sees the GC. Perseus going in. The magnetic arm of the GC, and the GC is melting under Tech 1 artillery fire and Perseus fire. He's already lost about half his health. Point defense is being built up by Voodoo, spams up as fast as he can. The GC running around, just stomping on the Tech 1 artillery. Meanwhile, Perseus trying to get in the back, drawing the point defense fire. GC going down below half health. And it looks like Tech 1 from Crazed full retreat. GC getting fed quite a bit. Not knowing what to do. Looks like he's going to go with the Tech 3 point defense option. GC doesn't really have enough time to get a Tech 3 point defense though. There is no time. Time is now. He must act. First he's having to retreat. So it looks like they might be able to handle this by themselves. Percy's getting one hit killed by those magnetic arms. Tech 1 defense trying to get spammed up, but oh, the GC is standing still. It's getting hit by all the Tech 1 artillery, and it looks like it'll go down. How unfortunate. Oh wait, no. Still alive, at least temporarily. Taking out more GCs. And GC surviving solely on veterancy. Oh, another person comes out. It's silly. GC is below 10k health. Can he survive much longer? So many Tech 1 tanks. He's just gonna walk through the build capacity of Crazed, and it looks like GC will go down. Well, that was a silly GC. Meanwhile, Crazed being derpy, no upgrades. Actually, he's got Tech 2. Scary gunships being scary. Well, Crazed certainly won that engagement. He lost a bit of Tech 1 build capacity. You're saying, wow. Why is my ACU all the way away from everything? Sneak bad micro. Yes. You probably shouldn't have engaged there. That was kinda dumb. And Crazed is gonna go ahead. He's gonna take his mass, build whatever he needs. What is he gonna build? Is he gonna go for a fatty? A fatty's a nice option. Crazed building some defensive, was worried about a snipe there. Very logically, perhaps a good option right now from Crazed would be spam up some Tech 2 power, get some even footing, and go Tech 3 air. Because that will counter any more GC attempts from Voodoo. Voodoo not going... he's working on the Raz right now, getting a significant power advantage. Definitely looking for that Tech 3 air. He's going Tech 3 air right now, around minute 30. Now he has a significant Tech 2 Air Force. Looks like we won't be seeing anything too crazy from Crazed. And we're just gonna go ahead and get Tech 3 Air rather than anything not applicable. I believe we look at this. Again, this Tech 2 power is... he could snipe that Tech 2 power. Voodoo wasting mass and power. No, Voodoo. Stop wasting your economy. Spend it. Spend the money. Oh, and Crazed doing a much worse job, wasting 200 mass per second. He could build the GC with that. Or Fatty with that. Or lots of Tech 3 power. But both players have very bad ego right now. Tech 2 flags being forced up by the Sparkies. The horde of Sparkies. The dangerous force of Sparkies. We'll have to respect it. Interesting, Crazed has continued to build Tech 1 artillery at a surprising rate. The GC wreck is still being reclaimed though. And loads of Tech 2 flak now in range. Well, gunships going down, and Tech 3 point events being derpy. Anything that comes close will melt. That's how it goes right now. Voodoo going ahead and starting a second GC, not putting much build capacity. Perhaps this is just a half-assed attempt at GC building. And the strat bombers coming out from Voodoo, where his real eco was headed. Go using that mass, Crazed, using his eco as well. Gone. Tech 3 building Sams. A counter to what he was going to do. He's got a fully stocked tactical missile launcher. I can't imagine that that's quite worthless. With no respect for static defenses, or conserving them. Just build as many as he wants. No, Crazed losing a bit of his strat bomber defenses. And as Voodoo continues to stockpile them, things are not looking as good for Crazed as they otherwise could be. Crazed, 18,000 health, 5 SAMs, 2 shields. They're not exactly invulnerable to a sufficient amount of strap bombers, and it looks like strap bombers will be moving out to the top. Second GC 25% done. And it looks like Voodoo will be losing this battle. Main army of Crazed versus small army of Voodoo. Excellent tank, still in the force. Harvey's trying to get into a position. They're not in a position you want to be in, getting hit by so many Tech 1 artilleries. It looks like Crazed will be doing some sort of contain with Tech 2 point defense. It's essentially impassable right now, except by the GC. The GC has a bit more build capacity on it right now, but strap bombers is really where Voodoo's eco is going right now. And strap bombers are being massed. You've got 8 of them. Scouting attempts to see what Crazed has, and it's quite a bit. A Tech 3 shield wouldn't hurt. Or would lots of Tech 1 static point defense. And by static point defense I mean static AA. These are some overkill Lengies. I see Tech 3 air, yes you do. You see strap bombers. Yes, it should worry you. Crazed to move in the forces. Stop getting hit. My fence. You can do better. Crazed going to go in. Move ahead with the Percivals. He waited possibly a bit too long. Definitely didn't like how long he waited. GC almost complete. Will he be able to finish it? Strap bombers moving out. Flying over the Tech 2 flag. Not a good option. And the GC will be completed. Attempts to shoot at it have largely failed. good bit of his health though. Strap bombers. He lost a few straps. Nothing really that worrying though. What has to worry Crazed right now is this GC. Sam's and Tech 3-point defense are the options. If you're a GC, you don't want to go here. Look at the range on these things. They can really shoot up through here, or they can shoot at targets going around the side. Well, players with quite large amounts of units at this point. Looks like Voodoo will send his GC to the bottom. Possibly looking to attack Crazed. Crazed is going ahead and building Tech 3-point defenses. Pretty much everywhere. Shield that Tech 3 power. Crazed. It is your power advantage. And now the Horde of Tech 1 will overload the GC. Trying to get close. Oh, and does correctly target the right units. Gets the Persicles. One hit kills him with the magnetic arm. Tech 1 artillery continues to roll down to half health. All the NGs are being evacuated. Pulled away from the Tech 3 land factory. Where's Crazed Eco's going? I don't know. Going somewhere. Possibly in all these Tech 3-point defenses. And we're showing a much better GC micro right now. GC has been up quite a few times, but it's still about half health. Voodoo massing lots of dangerous strat bombers. Raised. Neglecting air will be your downfall. We've got Tech 2 air building. Oh, that's where the engines are going. They're all going to the Tech 3 air. And the GC has been reduced to a significantly low amount of health. At this point, it can easily be killed by the Tech 3-point defenses, which are being built pretty much everywhere. Crazed is going to go ahead and get a power advantage. It will allow him to win back air, especially if he chooses to go with ASF spam, which is really what you want to be doing. Tech 1 defense, very aggressive. That's not going to work. Poor Tech engineer gets punched in the face by a GC. And now Voodoo wishing he finished that Tech 3-point defense. He's going ahead, getting a shield upgrade on the ACU. Possibly that could be a teleport. In theory, scouting attempts being knocked down quite effectively. Crazed now with the first shield. It'll be significantly harder to snipe now. Shot bombers will have a very difficult time if a GC cannot take out the defenses. GC just gonna sit around, regen itself at 1 health per second. No reason to really throw it away. RB spam continues. And a third GC being funded by all these prissy wrecks. Crazed is most graciously donated. And looks like an airfight. ASF from Crazed now on the field. See, is he gonna go strap bombers? No, he's going for another ACU upgrade. He's going for the second shield. No, he's going for more Tech 3 power. Tech 3-point defense now in range of the GC. GC not liking it. Does not like the pain. Now Crazed needs a shield over these things. They're very explosive. And he also needs to target the GC. Oh no. It's moving forward, get in the middle. Get in there, guys. Drop bombers moving out. Everything is coming together. Crazed is just gonna run. He's gotta get out of there, man. Drop bombers. Crazed is not dodging correctly. Loses the shield and oh no! GG. Crazed goes down. GC and strats. Oh my gosh. That Fins, man. Open palms, man. It's a crazy match. This would have been a very happy strap bomber. And something right there. Interesting note, Crazed Air pretty much died versus Superior Swift Wind. Perhaps that could have been used to an effect. Perhaps not. But that was a very interesting game. Where else do you get to see like 2 GCs in open palms? As well as awesome Percy spam. And so I hope you enjoyed this fairly fantastic game. And good night.